Live from Pacific Junction Hotel.
Yo, welcome to my summer lair. I'm Sam Unin, and today I am joined by the Sentimentalists, who are mind readers. So, introduce yourselves and let me know if you've ever, when reading somebody, you've encountered something that was super filthy or super fun or surprised you.
What about super dark?
Yeah, anything, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm Steffi K.
And I'm Mysterion.
And we are the Sentimentalists. And
we're two minds.
And we work together as one unit.
Nice. And dark and weird, creepy. Because there's a breakdown between, when you do shows in Toronto or New York, LA, do you find that, maybe LA people a little bit more darker and dirtier, or,
No, because a lot of the people that are in LA that are watching our shows, there's a lot of local LA people that go, but then there's also a lot of people that are just visiting LA, and they're just there to go see a show. As well, a lot of people that are living in LA, they're not originally from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they're from all over America. So you have a lot of small town people. So, you know what I mean? It's not like it's just the locals there. But they are locals. I guess at that point they're locals. If you're living there, you're a local. But some of the creepier things. Yeah. So, some of the creepier things, I mean, they come from the most unexpected people.
We were performing. We do a lot of corporate. We do a lot of shows at theme parks, and we meet all kinds of people. And we have all sorts of different thoughts. Some people will think of their favorite celebrity. Some people will draw a picture of something that, anyone might draw, like a house or a horse. And then some people actually challenge us. And when we were at the CNEA a couple of summers ago, a man came up to us and said, I want you to guess what I'm thinking of. And
But I just wanted to inform you guys that it's not a happy thought. And we go, and well, what is it? And he's like, okay, it's a memory. It's something that happened in my life, and it's very dark and it's very bad. And we were like, no, if you don't mind, we would rather not do that. Would you pick something else?
And he was pushy.
Yeah, and he kept insisting, and he followed us around and not stalked us in any way, but he followed us through the CNE a little bit, and he's like, oh, please, I really want you to. And we were like, okay, fine, we'll do it. And we're happy to do these things for people, but.
And this wasn't on stage. This was just a one-on-one type thing.
Yeah, kind of like off duty, when you see a cop and you ask for directions or something.
Yeah.
It was exactly like that. So we were there, and he goes, please, and we say, all right, we'll do it. So he was thinking, his memory that he wanted us to tell him was about when he murdered his son.
What?
Yeah.
While he was high on Paxil.
What?
Yeah. Can you believe this? And I actually knew who he was because I remember the case, and he had gotten cleared of criminal intent because the doctor misprescribed the Paxil to him. So he had gone into some psychoses and acted out in a way that he usually wouldn't, and he was acquitted of this crime. But now he, fights for pharmaceutical
justice, or
not justice, but be safe.
More rigorous testing.
Yeah.
More rigorous testing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But what a crazy thing to want us to find out about you.
Yeah. So this is a great example, because then for most people who don't know or are not familiar, what's the difference between say mentalism and hypnotism? Or are they kind of did I just
They're cousins.
Yeah. So I didn't just confuse Chinese with English or something, right?
No, not at all. I think, hypnotism is more along the lines of mass suggestion, whereas mentalism is the idea of mind reading and paranormal ability. Hypnotists would put somebody in a hypnotic state, and then you would go through a series of motions where you are being guided by the hypnotist to do something perhaps funny or serious, like quitting smoking. Whereas what we do, we would ask you to think of the name of your favorite movie and then tell you what that movie is. Mm-hmm. That type of an idea.
Yeah.
Hypnotism is, it's not your it's your choice, but it's not your choices. Do you know what I mean? Whereas mentalism is, you get to make the choice as to what happens.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah. And it's a safe way. It's it's not like you're being forced to do something. It's just, you are being suggested to do something. Whereas mentalism is, and a lot of people actually, they'll say oh, did you suggest for me to think that thought? And it's no, you chose that thought. Whether or not you're suggested by something that happened in your day has nothing to do with us. Actually, an interesting story. we were doing walk around magic. This was earlier into our career. We were doing walk around magic at the George Chuvalo and Muhammad Ali
Fight
anniversary. It was like the 50th anniversary of that night where he got knocked out. And there was a whole room full of people, and we showed up maybe about 2 hours into the event. So we don't know what happened before that 2 hours. Like, I mean, they were having the party. They might have had speeches. They might have been having drinks, and maybe a movie was projected. I don't know. But a bunch of people chose Abraham Lincoln as a celebrity. We go, choose any celebrity. And everyone was choosing Abraham Lincoln, Washington, all the different presidents, Bush,
Like, why was a
Clinton,
room of people that were complete strangers to one another
in Canada,
all choosing American celebrities?
Abraham Lincoln came up about 11 or 12 times.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, what is this? Like, and at some point, like, Mysterion, he would just look at me after about like 3 or 4 times someone picked Abraham Lincoln. He would just look at me and just would kind of like smile kind of silly.
Yeah.
And I would know that they chose Abraham Lincoln. Like, I didn't have to do any work.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyways, we didn't have to do any work. And yeah, so it's just interesting that is suggestion that has nothing to do with us. We don't know why. And then we've discussed that story with Abraham Lincoln before. And
We discussed it with Abraham Lincoln?
no, we discussed it with some other people.
That's a different time
He's
zone.
on the Ouija board.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
And it's interesting because someone finally pointed out, like a week ago, we don't tell this story often, but you know, it comes up. And a week ago, someone said, that's because in the movie Rocky, Abraham Lincoln is something to do with Abraham Lincoln?
That Apollo Creed comes out wearing the Abraham Lincoln hat, and that the Chuvalo Muhammad Ali fight is what the movie Rocky is based on. So perhaps subconsciously all these people were thinking of Abraham Lincoln because they were seeing the connection, and they navigated towards that instantly because that was why they were at this event.
We had like, you know, over 200 people we'd asked that question to.
And truly 11 or 12 said Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
And the rest were using American presidents because, of course, Rocky's wearing the American colors, Abraham Lincoln, USA. So it's an interesting way of looking at how people can be coerced naturally into picking things. For example, if I said to you, think of the name of a celebrity, who would you pick? Say one out loud.
Brad Pitt.
See, everyone picks Brad Pitt.
Yep, that's the number one choice. And then when we tell people don't pick
Where
Brad
did that
Pitt,
come from, though? Why did...
Tabloids, you see him in the news.
Okay.
He's the number one guy. He's the A-list
an
of the
easy
A-list.
reference. He's an easy reference, very recognizable. Another name that comes up is Donald Trump, and then Justin Bieber. And it is what it is. And then when we tell people don't pick Brad Pitt, then they also go for Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
That's it, because they're connected, because they were married and they've been seen together, and 10 years. Anyways,
Steffi's going to close her eyes, and I want you to print down the name of any other celebrity on that paper, but don't show her. You can show me.
Okay.
and it also doesn't have to be a singer or an actor. It could be someone historic or fictitious, but someone recognizable that if we were to say the name, then
Your listeners would know.
you'd
Okay.
recognize.
Could be anybody. He's writing down a name. We have no idea, of course, who is being chosen. And even though we met before we started recording this, we didn't discuss this or anything.
No.
Pass it to me, the pad. And now you picked one person.
I picked the person, yeah.
I just want you to put it in her mind.
Okay. I think I transmitted it.
Okay.
Yes.
Shall I open my eyes?
Yes.
I think you wrote down Jesus.
Yeah. Because you said do like maybe a historical figure or somebody
That's
like.
exactly who's writing
Yeah.
on the pad, folks. And this was face down on the table,
Yeah.
about 5 feet away from Steffi.
That's crazy talk. So, is this like was Jesus like another kind of like Abraham Lincoln thing or Brad
No,
Pitt thing or
no.
like?
Most
Jesus
people
does not come up. He does, but we had him come up once in the last month, and then before that, sporadic, like again, maybe once every couple months. And we do a
That's
lot of
crazy.
names. We do a lot of names.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
People
Yeah.
navigate away from religious figures because it's a little bit, I guess, sacrilegious to use a religious figure, especially if you were a
For-
faith.
for
Mhm.
For-
enjoyment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they do. People do. People do.
I think it's interesting because it's not one you'd expect. very unexpected.
And you're a Marvel fan, you said.
Yeah, I am a Marvel fan. So I was actually thinking of Captain America because Chris Evans was
That's
in
what I
the-
thought.
Yeah.
That's why I was about to say you were going to navigate that direction. Now, there's so many different Marvel movies that have come out in the last few years, in the last decade or so. Could you name 3 or 4 of them that you think are some of your favorites or some of the in the franchise? Just say them out loud.
Yeah, Iron Man,
Sure.
Captain America.
Yeah. Well, we know that.
And I'm gonna go with the last Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, what a wonderful movie.
Yeah.
There's so many different Marvel characters in the Marvel universe. I want you to name another one just at random that you could think of right now. Just say one out loud. Anyone.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. You see how people think? It's interesting. He went from one to the other, to jumped franchises, or should I say jumped teams, and this is important because
It's how you can tell that people really don't work by suggestion per se. Like they do, but they don't.
Mhm.
You know, we've been discussing all these different things, and you know, at the same time, there's no way to tell where you're going to go next with your thoughts.
Yeah.
Everyone is so you used the word earlier, sporadic, but yeah, everyone is thinking of so many different things, and you never know what's going to come next after it, right?
based on those answers, though, I have an idea. Steffi, if you would close your eyes, I've just taken out a pack of cards.
Yo, this is
They're
gonna be
not
fresh.
shuffled. They're in
Right.
order. You can see that they're face up, facing you.
Yep.
Steffi's eyes are closed. If you would turn to the right just to make sure that you don't peek. And I want you to point to any one of those cards. Anyone at all?
Okay.
Think
I
of it.
picked the card.
Can
Yeah.
you tell me what card it is?
Yeah, it was a black card. It was a club. I think it's a face card. A
Holy
king
snap.
of.
Yeah, that's
Wait
right.
a second. King of clubs.
That is
What?
correct. And did you notice
Yo!
anything about the King of Clubs that's different than the others?
Oh, it's a blue card.
In a back
Pack
of
red cards.
red cards. It's the only one. Now, the only reason why I knew he would pick that, he picked Black Widow, which is, of course, the king of the spiders, the queen of the
Oh.
spiders, but the leading spider that
Yo.
would come in and kill you. I know, you picked the Black Widow. If you would touch one of my hands, please, and whenever you like, say stop.
Stop.
And you picked right there. I ran my finger up my arm on the hand that he touched,
Mhm.
and thinking of the Black Widow, you didn't know what's underneath my sleeve. And if you could tell everyone what that is.
It's a Black Widow.
You see what I'm talking about?
Wow. Yo. So this is crazy talk. Okay. I'm blown away. This is amazing. Okay. So are we giving away more information than we realize, like by our body language, by like, because you're saying it's not suggestion, right? It's like kind of naturally who we are. And like, I'm a Marvel nerd, so I would think of Marvel movies and things
Which would tell me that if you had a phone on you, in your phone photos,
Mhm.
you might have photos of characters and this sort of thing. I would be
or
more
inspirational art with,
That's right.
with said characters. But I'm sure there's other things too. I'm sure there's not just that.
We are always giving away information about ourselves, whether we realize it or not. Every time we go online and we navigate, let's just say, to a certain type of Facebook account or a page or something like that on social media, of course, then you're telling that program to send you ads relating to. We do this on our phones. We do this in what we wear.
Yeah.
We do it with where we eat or where we go to hang out with other people. You can tell a lot about somebody by just looking at them and, their style, or, it's not hard to figure out what someone does for a living if you just take a moment to look and listen. You have your phone on you?
Yeah.
Take it out. Now, we know a little bit about you, but we don't know much.
Now, something interesting that we do with people, now before you turn on your phone, or you can turn on your phone, but what we ask people to do is we ask them to find a photograph on their phone of something, anything. We ask them to navigate away from people. And we also ask them to navigate away from whatever we already know about them. So as Mysterion was saying, we can tell, let's say someone's wearing a band t-shirt with, I don't know, like Pantera. Okay, so then we say, we recognize that and we go, okay, don't pick anything to do with music or, metal, right? Don't pick anything to do with that. And they kind of go like, oh, they were going to choose something to do with metal. You know what I mean? Like, you already kind of know that. But it's also like, it's kind of obvious. Like, as soon as we would read someone and then let's say they have a picture of a concert on their phone and that's what they chose to show us, or they chose to think about and I tell them about, and then I would go, oh, it's a picture of a concert. You went to a concert. And then everyone kind of goes, yeah, well, you could have guessed that. He's wearing a t-shirt with Pantera on it. It's like, oh, fudge,
That's why we
So-
want to navigate away from the things that we know about you.
So it's
Yeah.
like, it's almost like, now that I'm thinking about it, because I've never discussed it like this and I've never really thought about it like this, but with hypnotism, it's like suggestion, right? Whereas like with mentalism, it really isn't suggestion. We really try to navigate as far away from it, at least with what we do.
Yes.
We try to navigate as far away from what the obvious would be. As well, it's not fun for us either if it's like, oh, well, obviously it was that. Like I could have guessed that without even trying.
So you're talking about like if somebody is like a basketball player, that's kind of like their identity.
Yes.
That's right.
Right, so they just see the lens, everything through that lens as a
That's
basketball
correct.
player, right? So even
That's
if
right.
the way they would talk, for example, is whatever, it's like I'm so behind on my exams, I need to like dunk it or something like whatever it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You
Like,
know what? You're correct in terminology they'll use, or every little thing about somebody is exactly
Becomes your life.
and
Mhm.
becomes, like you
Everything
said, the
translates
lens.
into it.
Show me a photograph on your phone of anything that you feel does not reflect anything we just spoke about.
okay.
Basically, nothing radio related, and
No,
or-
nothing-
No
Mm.
superheroes.
nothing. No superheroes.
All right, let me see if I can find something.
Yeah, anything at all. And
We
you know,
also ask people not to choose images of people, and they're always like, oh, like, but then at the same time, it's like I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh, it's a girl, and she has dark hair, and and it's, I don't know. There's just something. It's not as strong when
that work?
you're explaining something like that. Okay, wait. What do you think, Mysterion?
do it.
Okay, I'm going to try and explain what that is to your listeners.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to think about what this image is
Have
of.
you got it?
Yeah.
And
I think I almost want to say it's like art. Wait. Give me a second. Am I seeing is this maybe something Halloweeny?
Yeah.
yes.
Do you see why I say like art?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like
Holy cow. Yeah.
it looks like bones, but
Yeah.
not all
Correct.
of them.
It's a lot of them, yes.
Yeah.
No, not all of them. You can't see all of them. Am I seeing I see the skull and I see the
Mhm.
am I seeing the chest?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. And her eyes are closed, folks, and the photo is not looking your direction in any way.
No.
Um
I don't know how you
I
do
want
this.
you to tell me something about this with your mind. I want you to think
Just,
about
well, okay. Keep looking at it. Just
Yeah.
think.
is it like you know how we have like elf on a shelf at Christmas?
Yeah.
Is it like a skeleton on a shelf?
Yes.
It's exactly what it
That's
is.
exactly what it is.
Open your eyes. It's exactly what it is.
Did you see? Okay, well, I'm
Yeah.
talking like people always want to show me the image after.
Mhm.
They're like, "Look," and I'm like, "I know, I saw already." But something I want to just clarify. Oh, that's cool. Your screen, like, you can't see it when you tilt it a certain
Yeah.
way. That's awesome. Okay.
But yeah, I was
Okay.
visiting a friend. He was working at a science lab, and for whatever reason, they just had the skeleton on the shelf. I guess they were just either had just come in or dismembered it, or
Sure.
or like so. Just kind of like a weird. Like he's sciencey, so he's related. He's used to that. But to me, just like walking, just like a skeleton just crammed on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's
So I took a
awesome.
photo of it.
That's cool.
Yeah. See, I wasn't seeing the whole thing, and that
Mhm.
makes sense because I saw the skull and I
Mhm.
saw that there was the chest piece, which is like
Mhm.
parallel to the skull. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That is awesome. Want to do another one?
Sure. You
Let's
want to
do
do
another
another
one.
one? Let's see another photo on that
All
phone.
right.
Anything
I'll
at
close
all.
my eyes again.
We love doing this. And
This
you
is
know,
crazy. I don't understand how this is.
well, neither did Penn and Teller.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys did a great job on the show. You really fooled them.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank
And we
you.
get to go back Sunday and perform on their stage.
All right. There's another like weird one that's not connected to me or Marvel or
No hints. No hints.
Do it. Have you got it? You got it?
Yeah, I think is that a weapon? It looks like a
Yes.
gun.
yeah.
I don't want you to say anything. Now, concentrate. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's basically telling you just like think about what's going on.
Yeah, I got it. I should see it.
Is it like there's like it looks like a dish on top. How do I explain this? Like a dome on top?
Yeah. Can I say what it is
yes,
now?
please.
'Cause, yeah.
And you can open
I
your
don't
eyes.
know anything about
It's
guns.
it was an art piece, but it's basically a gun that's encased in a dome. See?
That's
It's like mounted
exactly-
on a piece of wood and just encased in a dome.
And that's how you saw that in your mind's eye.
That's amazing! Holy cow! So, like, how do you then start to develop, or how do you recognize that you have this ability? Because like you could have gone into magic as well, right? It's all like sister cousins kind of.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I like mentalism. I think it's very elegant, and magic is very, very sophisticated. But what we
Just
do,
crazy.
it's like I find mentalism is so adaptable, like everywhere. I'm new to magic. Mysterian's been doing this for quite some time, and he trained me, and I just find you can really do it anywhere. You need nothing to do it. We came in here. What have we used that's our own? Like, I mean, we used a
Mhm.
deck of cards, pad of paper, but we could have used your deck of cards. But you know, we could have used your paper,
Yeah.
your pen. We can use anything. I don't know. You really need nothing to do it, and that's how real mentalism should be, is with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you really need like a tool to read someone's mind?
No.
No, like that wouldn't
Maybe
be
the
realistic.
hypno gun, but you know.
Maybe the hypno gun.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
that would be. Ooh.
So how did you then, Mysterion? How did you? She just said that you trained her in the ways of mentalism. So how
Yes.
did then you get into mentalism? Because you do a number of different really cool
Well,
things with burlesque.
Sure.
and-
Well, not so much that anymore. I'm focusing primarily on what we're doing now. But yeah, I do have a history in different areas, burlesque, wrestling, and all these different fun things that I've always been able to adapt myself into. I started doing magic as a kid, and watching Doug Henning or Kreskin or any of these magicians that were on television in my day. And, I remember being a kid and visiting relatives in Ireland and doing magic at a street fest and kind of having fun doing that with neighbors. And, in high school doing a trick on the side. But I wasn't known as a magician. I was just known as somebody with a hobby in magic, and then that would have been it. But when I got a little older and I started to expand my creativity, I definitely took magic and took it seriously and developed it to where I was pretty much instantly recognized as one of the more known faces in the city, in magic at least. Made it on the cover of what was then I Magazine, if you remember I.
Yeah, rest in
And,
peace.
yeah, exactly. And different magazines at the time. The Toronto Star gave me a spread, and started appearing on the morning shows and on radio and all this sort of thing. And so I got a little cult following, and then as time went on, I kind of didn't navigate outside the city as much as I should have at the time, and started to get a little bored with it, and not necessarily disliking it, but it became a little bit routine.
I like to call it falling out of love.
Yeah, a little bit. And then I
It's a
met
nice
Steffi,
phrase,
and we connected as best friends. And she had an eye and
A style too.
a style.
Thank you.
The style is without saying. She had a I don't know what the word I'm almost looking for. A approach that most people don't have when watching what I do. And it was because of her approach and her almost instant knowledge of how, in a way, I was doing some of the things and recognizing things that I knew she thought like a mentalist. And I started to train her. She would drive me to shows, and I tried to train people in the past, and I've had varying degrees of luck. And Steffi was immediately able to get in on this, so much so that within the first year, and now listen to this, within the first year of our debut show ever, of her and I walking on stage, within a year, headlining the Magic Castle in Hollywood.
Yeah, I've been to the Magic Castle. This place is amazing. So that is an amazing accomplishment. For people who don't know or have never heard of the Magic Castle, A, they're poor and unfortunate. But B, can you explain the grandeur and the splendor of the Magic Castle? Somehow even try to convey it, because there's so much amazing going on in this place.
It's so special. It's like, in one sentence, it's Disneyland for adults. It really
Yeah,
is.
it really is.
It really is. It's an old building. It was built in it was built a long time before it was established as the Magic Castle, but the Magic Castle was established in 1962 or 3.
Yeah, 62.
62, and
It's kind of Casa Loma-ish looking, kind of.
Yeah. Absolutely is.
Yes, it's like an old mansion, and they've refitted it with lots of stages for all the magicians to perform in.
There's like a small one and a...
Yeah, there's a small stage. There's like an open mic stage for members, and you can sign up and you can go do that, and that's in the basement. And then there's another theater in the basement as well that you can also sign up for. Now there's 2. There's one for mentalists and magicians, and then there's one for like sleight of hand, like close-up magicians. It's really cool. So there's 2 like open mic stages in the basement. So there's constantly performers playing in there. And then if you go up a little bit, if you go up on the next floor, then you have the parlor room, which is the one that we go in, and that seats about
80.
it was 70 something. Yeah, it seats about 75 people, and that is for they usually have I would say Mentalists, but it's not. I've seen magicians in there too, but
More of a parlor style show where you can interact with the audience. If we go into the palace,
that's it. Yeah.
it's harder to interact with the guests because there's a big divide between the stage and the people watching. Whereas in this room, it's more intimate. I can get into the crowd with no barrier, and they can get onto the performing area with no barrier.
Yeah.
And then, as he mentioned, there's also like another stage that seats about 100 people. Is that what it is?
About 110 maybe.
Yeah, and that one's set up more like a vaudeville kind of evening. Like you have a host, and maybe the host does magic, maybe the host does something else, maybe the host is just a really funny guy or girl or what have you, and they kind of break up that night. So they'll have not just one performer, but they'll have 2 or 3 performers on that show, and that's a little bit of a longer show, and they're just they handpick all the people that come in there, and a lot of the performers, a lot of them are members, but then some of them aren't members because it doesn't make sense for someone to be a member, and it's difficult to become a member even if you are fabulous at being a magician. But it's incredible, and not only do they have constant magic shows going on, like no matter where you turn. Oh, and then there's another theater too. There's a close-up theater.
Close-up room and the close-up area where the diverting table is.
Yeah, there's a table where you can there'll be a magician just sitting there waiting to do a magic trick for someone. Like you sit down with this person and they're just like, hey, you want to see a magic trick? And it's
then
like,
there's the close-up area outside of our theater as well where El Ropo sits.
Yes.
There's all sorts of
and
different
there's a seance room.
There's a seance right in the dining room too.
Right, there's a seance
Yeah, I think the Houdini or you did something in there. Or
I don't know if Houdini did
not
anything
Houdini,
in there,
but
the
there's
Houdini
some
seance.
That's it. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So we're in there all the time, and we're back this coming Monday for 7 days for 21 shows, and it's our 3rd time at the castle within a year and a half.
Yeah.
Which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
considering.
I have to mention there's also there's so many cool things that just happen all throughout the castle. I don't want to give anything away. Like you have to kind of go and experience it. Otherwise,
it is a lot to take in.
It is. But they have. You think of it, in the 60s, it would have been state of the art to have something like moving eyes on a picture that follow you around the room, that sort of thing. They have to get in, you have to say the password, the magic password.
Yeah, this is the coolest part because when we went, my friend John Armstrong, he put me on the list. You have to be on the list as well. This is the other thing.
Members only.
You can't. You have to know magician or somebody.
And to be a member, you have to be a magician. You have to go through an audition process.
Yeah.
It's really intense.
They dunk you in ice cold water, and you have to swear you're never going to tell a secret.
Mind you, though, in the basement, there's all the secrets there. There's a whole room of library of life.
Nobody's allowed to access it except the members.
Right. But yeah, so we went, and so he was running late, and so he said, I'll meet you guys there. Just go in and just your name's on the list and go. So, like I said, it's a really big, giant Casa Loma-ish type looking building, and we go in, and it's just a small room in the front. And we're like, what? My friend Jerome and I are like, what? Doesn't make any sense. So we go up, and we're like, my name's Sammy. This is Jerome. We're on the list with John. And they're like, yeah, that's no problem. So they go over to the wall, and the wall's like a bookcase there, and then you have to say the magic words, which were open sesame. And then the bookcase moves like in the movies. I was like, what? I'm already done. Like, I was going to go home. Like,
and then you go past a night.
Yeah.
And then into the main room where you're going to find everything from Archimedes, the owl that can communicate with you. You ask Archimedes questions, and Archimedes will nod yes or no, and is always
knows
right.
all.
There's an amazing player piano that is a ghost in a Houdini room. If you really want to get a look at this place, if you go on YouTube, there's a I guess a video of an exclusive look inside the Magic Castle. On YouTube, you can easily find to get a real visual of what's going on. But it's, of course, always best to visit. And, it's right in Hollywood proper. It's behind the Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. It's literally right behind it and up the hill. It's a pretty well-known area.
And Steffi, as you were saying, too, like, there's magicians everywhere. Like, I said to my friend Jerome, I'm like, I'll buy the first round because we'll get a couple of drinks, we'll chill, whatever. And so I went to the bar to order something. And this dude was just standing there, and then he taps me. He's like, yo, pick a card.
Yeah.
So I picked a card, and he did a trick, and he found it, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I was like, oh, that's really cool. That was amazing. He goes, oh, was it good? Because I'm still working my hands, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, sure.
He was still working out the kind of pattern.
Well, he must have been a member, because if it wasn't a member, he wouldn't have been allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was just kind of like neat, just like randomly buy and drink at a bar, and I'm like, I get this little trick, and you can tell like he was explaining like I'm still figuring this out, and
Well, so what they do is members wear pins. Then there's two pins. There's a gold pin and a silver pin. There's a member. There's the main member, and then there's associate members. And you wear your pin, and then none of the other magicians will do a trick on you.
Yeah.
And that's a trick on you. That sounds so cheap.
They
we'll
won't
do
bug
a
you.
magic effect for you. Yeah, because you're also a magician. You don't want to be doing tricks for the magicians. You want to be doing effects for people who aren't magicians.
The public, yeah.
Because that's
The rubes like me. I'm like, I assumed that was magic.
No, just but that would be a real response.
Yeah.
And you know, a magician can practice something. Let's say it's like a sleight of hand move, and they're watching for different things. Like a magician watching a magician is looking for different things than someone watching, like someone who just is watching the show would watch.
Yeah.
Right? So when they do something for you, or when they do something for someone when a magician does something for someone who's not a magician as well, that is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're looking for that response, because a magician telling a magician might go, "Oh, well, I saw you toss it over your shoulder or whatever,"
move.
right?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, I find the civilians that go way over the top. They're using magnets and levers, and I'm like, the dude just standing there. There's no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but it's the only way they can rationalize
The
it.
explanations we get are ridiculous.
so
Some of the
funny.
times we got, that I have I think the craziest is that I have a chip implanted into my eyeball itself,
Mysterion.
and she has one as well. That's a receiver. So anything I see, I shouldn't talk about that technology.
Yeah.
She can receive.
That makes total sense.
The other thing is that on Sunday we get to go and play with Penn and Teller, which is the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest stage we've ever and up to this point we'll be performing on, at the Rio in Vegas, as we fooled them on the TV show.
Yeah.
This
Kind of mirrors what we were just talking about, because like after you perform, they look for like a camera. Like Penn was going through a couple of things.
We were up there for like 10 minutes. No, they cut it down for television purposes, right? But we were up there for about 10 minutes, and they repeated certain things. It's not like I don't think they were repeating it for TV. I think they were repeating it to see if maybe we were lying about something.
Is she wired? No. 5 minutes later, she doesn't have a wire on her? You're sure? Positively sure. Okay. Did the box have anything to do with the trick? No. So it wasn't the box. You'll shake on that? I'll shake on that. And that wasn't on the edited segment. And on the segment that you can watch, if you want to find it, it's on YouTube. Good Morning Midnight Magic.
I recommend watching it on ours, not just because we're like pushing our YouTube, but because the other one that it's on, there's an audio cutout, so we have superior audio.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll share the link too.
So that there, you'll watch them guess 4 times different things, but in real life it was 7 or 8, and they couldn't do it. And now we get to go back and play on their stage, and we get our trophies handed to us, and we get to meet them and hang out with them, and really it's in my career, this is the biggest thing that I've ever had happen, and it's been a great ride, because everywhere we go, people are going, "I saw you guys on Penn and Teller." It's pretty fun.
It must be kind of frustrating. I know it's a great highlight for you for your career, but like as I met them, I went to one of their Vegas shows, and so they were hanging out in the lobby, both of them, and they're taking photos and talking to people and whatever. And so I was talking to Penn, and then Teller was like, "How's Vegas? Are you enjoying Vegas?" I'm like, "You talk like don't ruin the don't ruin the whole thing."
I've had a lot of life ruined for me. I worked in the pro wrestling industry. I've worked in all sorts of industries that have secrets, and I've watched people go from stage persona to real persona in a moment, and it's long been something that I realize is I have to stop pretending pretending it's real.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm really excited about this, because it's a bit of a feather in the cap.
Yeah,
for
no,
both
it's
of
really
us.
cool. Like, because those guys are like one of the most mainstream established,
most.
right? So
Absolutely the most.
and
Longer than any of the other acts that are out there. Even Copperfield and them are neck and neck. There's a lot of amazing artists out there, but they've been doing this for a long time, and they got a really good show. And outside of magic, they have so many other amazing projects that they've worked on, and books that Penn Jillette has published, and great stuff that really remember the TV show Bullshit. What a great show.
Yeah.
Not really magic related at all.
But they're good at the deconstructing too.
Deconstructing,
and that's why
calling
even
out
like
fakes and this sort of thing. And I love that. Like James Randi did that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I love that type of approach to magic because we are really amazing. You know,
Yes.
we are really mentalists.
Yeah.
And people do come to us and say things that are a little absurd and phone in the middle of the night. I'll answer the phone. Where's my wife or where's my husband? Or, hey, listen, hire a private investigator. I have no clue.
yeah.
Because we're for fun.
If
Yeah.
you don't know, I don't know. So
Exactly.
Okay, that's
But,
fair.
Shunny, she's right beside me.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just kidding. But basically, what I'm getting
you
at.
should do that next time.
That would be fun.
If they know your phone number, though, they would know where you live.
Yeah, that is true. I love their approach to magic and their approach to the world, and I think it's a great honor to know that we were able to pull the wool over their eyes, even just for a moment, and give them that moment of
Yeah.
that they do to everybody every day.
Mhm.
So it's good to know that we were on we put them on the side of the audience.
You
for that
hustled the
1 second,
hustlers.
just for that second.
Mm-hmm.
Well, other magicians and other mentalists, they can't believe how we, they can't figure out how we do what we do. And, before we were going on, we had when we were on the airplane ride there, we were having a discussion about we had a discussion of, do you think they'll figure it out? And we try not to talk about that so much. Like we don't like planning things out. And we take every moment in stride, and everything we take with a smile. If someone says oh, I figured it out, tell us,
Yeah.
we're excited, we're happy. We're always happy to hear things, and we're always happy to discuss things with people. But we had a conversation, a heart to heart. Will they figure it out or not? What do we think? And I thought they wouldn't. And then I changed my mind, but I originally thought that they wouldn't, because I thought we would fool them, because other magicians can't figure us out. So why would they figure us out?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
They're people too.
they're coming at it from a magician's point of view, and we're coming at it from a lack of better vocabulary and phrasing. Layperson or a person who doesn't know magic, we're presenting it in that manner. So the things and the way that we do our show is not like any other act on the planet.
That's right. It confuses both magicians and non-magicians.
So we're going
Yeah.
to show you what we did for Penn and Teller
Okay.
right now. So in a real world environment, there'd be 500 of you right now drawing a picture.
Yes.
And then they would get mixed up, and I would grab one out of the air in a wind machine.
Mhm.
We clearly only have one of you and no wind machine. So I'm going to put on this blindfold, and Steffi's going to turn her eyes away. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw me an image of anything at all. It doesn't matter what it is. Draw it as clear as you like. It could be really, truly anything. And you're going to pass it over to me, and I don't know what it is. I'm not looking at it this time. And, earlier on you picked Jesus as the celebrity name, and I saw it. But in this instance, I cannot have any idea of what it is that you've printed. And pass it over to me, please, when you're done.
All right.
And then what I want to ask you, it's still on this side? Yep. It's here? Okay, I'm going to take it off and pass that over to Steffi.
Can I turn around?
You can.
Okay, thank you.
Do it.
All
Try.
right.
Now, nothing transferred over, which is good. We don't want anything to transfer over. And what I'm talking about is we use a permanent marker
Mm-hmm.
and a pad of paper, and sometimes the marker
Oh.
bleeds through onto the paper, and it'll leave dots or something. And in that case, we like to tear off 2 sheets of paper.
Oh, I thought you
Nothing happens.
something mentally transferred.
We're not receiving anything.
Sometimes, and we choose to use a marker as well, because if you use a pencil, sometimes people press really hard and then it leaves like an indentation, and I'm like, oh, I just saw what it was, ha ha ha. And then we get them to draw something else, and then maybe even use a separate pad of paper for me to draw on.
Drawing images, right? If you could explain what she's drawing right now.
She's drawing 2 circles. There's triangles above the circles.
Wait.
Hold on, she's sketching out a little bit more. Looks kind of baskety. It's looking bicycle-y now. Yeah, there's like a bicycle with a basket.
Wait. Pass that over to me. I see what you're seeing. I know why you're seeing this.
I'm thinking
If
of
you
the.
could, right? Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I have no idea. Not getting this.
You're not picking up a reception?
No.
Just try one more time, and because I don't know what it is. This could be one of many thousands of things.
Am I doing something wrong?
No.
It's not you.
Oh,
There you go. She figured it out now. Whatever.
that's actually amazing because I don't know what it is. I wonder how close that is to your drawing.
There we go.
Yeah. She drew pretty close.
That is exactly actually
Yes.
the same drawing.
Yes. She actually drew what I just
my
doing.
line was wrong.
Yeah.
I drew a lines out of the front, like
Yeah.
for light, but he drew one up as an antenna.
Yeah. I drew a car with like a little antenna, and she basically did the same thing, kind of like boxy Volvo type.
That's the exact same car. That's mind-boggling good.
What
There we
was the initial like? You struggled a little bit. 'cause
I
you-
think it's
Because
because
I
there's
heard
so many
something.
different
No,
things.
no. It was because I'd heard something. See, I drew 2 circles. I drew a bicycle.
Yeah.
Okay. My first drawing was a bicycle. Now, when we were doing this, like when you were drawing, I was listening. I was cheating a little bit, and I'm not supposed to listen because otherwise it influences me and what I think it is.
Ah.
And I heard circles.
Yes.
So I knew there were 2 circles, and I was like, okay. And then I heard a bunch of lines, and I was like, I don't know what the lines are, and I just assumed it was something that it wasn't.
But you nailed it.
I nailed it.
You did. High five.
High
way
five.
way to go. That's fantastic. Thank you guys. This is amazing. This is like
Very
such a treat for
welcome.
me. Like,
In this, example of an infinite number of things, there is no subject matter that we're going for. It could have been anything at all. And you're sending these as a concept into her mind, and she has to grasp at these puzzle pieces and put them together. And it's not as simple as just saying you chose Brad Pitt. This is truly the exact image that you picked. And she had to use her mental prowess to put those pieces together to get to that correct conclusion.
so this really does go back to what we were saying before, where like we've kind of shaped our own identity and we kind of project it, right? So like part of what you guys do is kind of psychology, isn't it? Like understanding people a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Some of it is when we're looking at people and we're one thing just to sort of before we conclude, when we're at an event for younger people, like a bar mitzvah, you know that 90% of the kids are going to pick, for example, back a few years ago, Selena Gomez.
Oh, yeah.
Ariana Grande.
Now, right.
Yeah. Another thing too, like with the drawings, I like to, if I can, because sometimes he picks before I get to see anything. But if he chooses when he chooses a person to draw a picture, I like to look at the person first, because then I kind of get an idea of what kind of style they'll draw it in. And that, like, it's not about me talking to them, but it's about me seeing, like, their age demographic, what they're wearing. I can tell how they're going to draw something by just looking at someone. Sometimes I'm totally off, but, like, most of the time, I'm pretty good at guessing. Like, look at how similar our cars are.
Yeah.
See
They're
how
exactly
you drew it
the
very
same.
square.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... It is what it is. I mean, it's...
That's not how people draw cars usually, though.
No.
They
a
draw a
typical
dome. They
car.
draw a dome top.
Yeah.
Oh, they draw. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're waiting for the future to
And
come.
they don't split it, and
Yeah.
they won't even do windows. Sometimes it's literally just like a box,
Oh
Bang
yeah.
on the
Yeah.
money.
like a
Yeah.
Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah. So I'll get you guys out on this. I'm curious about what's your ideal Halloween as somebody who kind of dabbles in magic and
Halloween's my birthday.
yes.
And I think my ideal Halloween is, if you come a week early, if you're in Toronto, you can come see us on the 23rd at the Revival, which is on College near Ossington. And we're doing a spook show seance with some mentalism and some ghost-related magic and some really fun Halloween-style effects.
And on Halloween, I'll be trick or treating.
Oh.
Yeah, I like candy, so and free.
Yeah, I know. They just
Yeah.
give it
I
away.
even thought of that.
Oh, I'm going trick or treating this year. Oh, you and I should go, and then we can be like trick or treat, but we say it to them, and then they give us a treat, and we do a trick for them.
That's a smart
we
idea.
hand out business
Can I go
cards.
out as you?
Absolutely not.
You can go out as me.
No.
You guys should switch it up.
Oh.
Do
we
like the
could.
Penn and Teller thing.
Let's do it opposite. Here we go. Oh, come on. Write down a number.
Write down any number at all. I'm going to sense what you write down.
All right.
Try the number. How about that, Mysterion?
I'm sensing like 28 or something.
Yeah.
28.
Yeah. How'd you
Yeah,
do
I'm
that?
sensing
That's
it.
amazing.
Once again, I
High
said what I
five.
heard.
This is amazing. That's unbelievable.
So we can be reversed.
We can be reversed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much.
Thank you. Yeah. So the show was at the Revival, you said, and
Yes.
Tickets are on Mysterion.com.
No. They're on Eventbrite.com, and it's called Sentimental Spook Show.
Okay.
You'll find it on our Facebook page, The Sentimentalists. Of course, we're also on Instagram at The Sentimentalists Magic. I
And you'll-
believe that's correct. Yes, it is.
And if anybody is fortunate enough to get into the Magic Castle, you will be there.
We're there this coming Monday, the 8th, until the 14th, in the parlor, in the
Parlor of Prestidigitation,
late show.
the late show,
Nice.
which is going to be interesting because we've always done the early show and it's our first time doing the late show. And I think the magicians are very excited because a lot of them have shows earlier in the night and then they don't usually get to come out and see us. So a lot of the people who are members haven't seen us simply
Yeah.
because they just can't come to the earlier show. So we'll be seeing a lot of new faces this time.
Okay. This is really exciting stuff.
got
Thank you
it.
guys so
You're
much. This
very
was
welcome.
like
Oh.
unbelievable. This was such a treat for me. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
very much.
Thank you, Mysterion. Thank you, Steffi. And
We'll see you in our favorite place.
The future.
what? Yo.